Hi guys, Dan here from Vivid Worx. In this tutorial, we're going to be looking at how to wrap a plywood panel with a Vivid Worx fabric wrap. We're going to be using hidden fixings on this panel with a middle foam layer. This is our recommended method as we find it achieves the best finish. All of the Vivid Worx ply panels available for sale on our website are cut from 4mm birch ply. Our preferred foam is a low density yellow white in 6mm, and that's also available for sale on our website. Some tools that you're going to need are a Vivid Worx panel wrap, 6mm foam sheet, ply panel, staple gun and staples, spray adhesive, sharp scissors, a Stanley knife, a tack hammer, a pair of pliers, pen and pencil, and your choice of hidden fixings. For this video, we're going to be trimming a VWT5T6 C-pillar lower seatbelt panel. As it's a smaller panel, we can get it all in one frame and are able to get some pretty decent close-ups. But the same process applies for most of the other panels. Start by tracing around the panel onto some foam sheet. Use a light coloured pen or a pencil and then trim around with a sharp pair of scissors. Next, you can pop in your chosen fixings on the back of the panel. There are a few different specialised hidden fixings available and endless discussions on which one's the best. We actually prefer the more heavy duty style with the domed head. Technically it's not a hidden fixing, but because we are putting it underneath the foam layer, it hides all the lumps and bumps of the head anyway. So we get a hidden fixing and it's actually a lot stronger than the cheaper variants available. Next, you can stick the foam to the back of the ply panel using just a thin layer of high temp contact adhesive. Doesn't have to be super thick, we're not looking for a mega bond, just enough to stop the foam from slipping about when we're wrapping the panel. If your panel wrap has any creases, it can be carefully ironed using low temp settings without steam. Pop a flat cotton sheet over the top of the wrap as you're ironing just to avoid any scorching, and then hang the wrap to cool once you're done. Next, you're going to lay your panel wrap face down onto your workspace and sit the ply directly on top. You want to try and keep an even border all round. We print the wrap to the shape of the panel, so this is really going to help you line it up perfectly. We recommend the Stanley TR45 staple gun and the TRA 202T Type A 4mm staples. Both gun and staples are available on our website. So to get things going, you want to fire in a staple halfway along the long sides first, and then another single staple halfway along the short sides. So that's 4 staples in total, 1 halfway along each side. These 4 staples are to hold your wrap in place. They're going to create tension right in the middle of the panel. When you flip the panel over to check out, you're going to see a sort of diamond shape appearing with creases in all 4 corners. Especially on the larger panels, that's more prominent. The general aim when wrapping your panel is to start from the centre of each edge where you've popped in that first staple and just work outwards, stopping a few inches short of any of the corners. Repeat the process on opposite sides to what you've just done rather than working in a clockwise motion. When staples haven't fully fired into the ply, you can use a small tack hammer and just gently tap them back down so they sit flush. Once all the sides are done, you can then go back round and finish up around the corners. Our our fabric does have a little stretch, so getting neat corners isn't a problem when you take your time and keep the tension uniform as you're pulling it around these corners and stapling down. Try not to overstretch your wrap. You don't need to pull it really taut, you just want enough tension to create a uniform finish. If you get to a point where you've found that you've got too much or excess amounts of fabric around the tighter corners at this point, you can just trim them off now. Just make sure you've left yourself enough fabric to pull round and staple down. Some wrinkles are inevitable, but you can double check that you've limited these periodically as you go around. Just keep flipping the panel over to check the printed face, just to see what the edges look like. If you do come across any, just simply remove some of the offending tacks and then pull the wrap a little bit tighter and then re-staple them down. Once you've finished up your corners, you can then go ahead and start trimming up the back of the panel, getting rid of all the excess fabric. And we are done. You are now ready to install your custom printed Vivid Worx panels into your van. If you've got some panels that require window cutouts or handle cutouts, here's a couple of tips for tackling those. Using a Stanley blade, make a slit in the wrap to release the tension in the middle of the cutout area. Next, you need to fire in a line of staples all around the window profile or the cutout profile from the front. Stay as close to the edge of the ply as you can with the staples parallel. The staples that have gone through the front of the panel are going to be completely hidden. This particular panel has got a black plastic trim piece that's going to hide all these silver staples around the profile. For window surrounds, we advise exactly the same method. Fire in a row of staples all the way around the outside of the cutout in parallel form and as close to the edge of the ply as possible. You can then use a knock-on 4mm U-profile edge trim to finish the panel. We'll put a link to the trim in the description. And that's it, you're done. Thanks for listening. Any questions, please get in touch. Take care.